Your time is precious, so let's make this count. Close your eyes and envision what I'm about to tell you, so it sinks deeply into your subconscious, and you can use this valuable information immediately. Let's deep dive into The Anatomy of Peace by the Arbinger Institute. It is one of the deepest books ever written on conflict, relationships, blame, self deception, and human behavior. Unlike many self help books that focus on success or achievement, this book asks a more fundamental question. Why do human relationships become trapped in cycles of conflict and suffering? And its answer is profound. The problem is not primarily what people are doing, the problem is how they are seeing each other. Shamshar 1, the core thesis, the big idea. Most conflict comes from seeing other people as objects instead of people. The book calls this a heart at war versus a heart at peace. Hamashnar 2, the central concept, the box. This is the defining metaphor of the book. Being in the box, you justify yourself, blame others, feel righteous, distort reality. What happens next is subtle but powerful. You stop seeing people as human beings with fears, needs, struggles, hopes. Instead, you see them as obstacles, annoyances, threats, problems. A spouse becomes someone who never helps me. A child becomes difficult. A coworker becomes incompetent. Shana Shara 3, self-betrayal, the starting point. The book says conflict begins with self-betrayal. Self-betrayal is when you feel an impulse to help, care, or respond honestly, and you resist it. You know you should listen patiently, help your child, apologize, but instead you ignore, attack, withdraw. Then your mind builds stories to justify it. They deserve it. They're impossible. I'm the victim. And this pulls you into the box. At 4, the distortion process. Once inside the box, you distort reality to protect your self-image. You begin to exaggerate others' faults, minimize your own faults, collect evidence that supports your story. You stop seeing reality clearly. You start seeing a version of reality that protects your ego. Hazard 5, collusion, how conflict escalates. When you treat others badly, you often provoke the exact behavior you complain about. You see someone as lazy, defensive, hostile. They react accordingly, and suddenly your story feels confirmed. Judgment leads to negative behavior. Negative behavior leads to reaction. Reaction reinforces judgment. The cycle feeds itself. Uh, 6, the heart at war versus heart at peace. Heart at war, self-protective, blaming, defensive, controlling. Heart at peace, curious, compassionate, open, honest. A heart at peace is not weakness. It is the ability to see people as people, even in conflict. Charmer 7, the problem is internal, not external. Most people think my conflict exists because of them. The book argues something different. Conflict begins inside you first. Your internal posture shapes perception, behavior, communication. Nashash 8, seeing others as people. To see someone as a person means recognizing they suffer, fear, hope, struggle just like you. When people stop being objects, compassion naturally rises. 9, the parenting layer. Children are deeply shaped by whether they feel seen. A parent in the box sees behavior as inconvenience. A parent at peace sees the child's humanity underneath the behavior. Emotional posture matters as much as discipline. 10, leadership and relationships. This applies to marriage, parenting, business, leadership. People respond not only to what you do, but how you internally regard them. People can feel when they are judged, dismissed, objectified, even without words saying it. 11, the deepest insight most people miss. This is not just a conflict book. It is a book about ego and self-justification. Most suffering comes from protecting self-image, needing to be right, avoiding responsibility. Peace begins when you stop defending the ego long enough to truly see others. 12, the one sentence that captures the book. The way we see others determines how we treat them. 13, the 5 ideas worth remembering forever. 1, conflict starts with self-betrayal. 2, the ego distorts reality to justify itself. 3, we provoke the behaviors we complain about. 4, seeing people as objects creates suffering. 5, peace begins internally before externally. 14, how this connects to everything you've learned: thoughts, beliefs, identity, emotions, vulnerability, relationships, actions, life. This book completes the relational layer of the system. Number 15, a simple daily practice. Step 1, notice when you're in the box: blaming, resentful, defensive. Step 2, ask, what story am I telling about this person? Step 3, humanize them: fears, stress, humanity. Step 4, take responsibility. How am I contributing to this dynamic? Chapter 16, the criticism of the book. 1, it can feel overly internal. Not all conflict is mutual distortion. 2, it simplifies complex systems. Trauma and structural issues matter. 3, it requires humility. Simple ideas, emotionally difficult to live. Still, it is powerful for everyday relationships when paired with healthy boundaries. Final mental model. Think of conflict like a mirror. Ego distorts, peace clarifies. When you stop protecting your self image, you begin seeing reality and people more clearly. The bigger system you've built, thoughts, beliefs, identity, emotions, vulnerability, relationships, actions, life. The key shift this book adds earlier books, How to Succeed or How to Transform. This one asks, how do you stop unconsciously creating conflict and suffering with others? If you want to read or listen to the full book, you can explore it further.